Well, today is World NGO Day. It's an opportunity to celebrate the critical work done by hundreds, if not thousands, of NGOs around the world, and particularly here in South Africa. The pandemic has had a significant impact on non-profit organizations struggling to work at the best of times, you can imagine, during COVID-19. According to the results of a survey of over 170 NPOs around South Africa undertaken by Shishakulu Social Investments, many of these NGOs and NPOs are struggling. Now, this led to the formation of NPOwer, a first-of-its-kind NPO mental health support program, and also very good news, 24-hour toll-free helpline to offer health care for mental patients or mental health care for those who need it, and also to support all NPOs. I love this idea, and let's talk about the partnership. I'm joined by the Operations Director of the South African Depression and Anxiety Group. It's Cassey Chambers. Cassey, hello to you. And I think so many people had taken NGOs for granted before COVID-19. I think we all now really understand just how important NPOs, NGOs, and the kind of work they do is to South Africa. Good morning. Congratulations on this project. Tell me about it.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. And to be able to talk about this project is really important. You know, the mental health of our NPOs was a priority, or should have been highlighted before COVID. And I think with so many NPOs who were still working on the front line, helping communities with little resources, all while navigating the pandemic themselves, they took immense strain. So we were really excited to launch NPOwer, just offering them free mental health support and offering them resilience, and really just helping them and their volunteers and staff to cope through a really difficult time so that we could look after their mental health, so they could look after the community.
Yeah, that's the irony as well. When we all turn to those who are providing mental health care, Cassey, we forget that those providing the mental health care and the social health care also need to be looked after themselves. I think South Africans forget that there's a step to involve there as well. Cassey, I don't have an awful amount of time with you, unfortunately, but I would like to ask two very important things. Today is World NGO Day. How is your organizing, celebrating, and also recognizing those on the front line for your organization? And I mentioned that 24-hour toll-free helpline. I think it's so important our viewers get that number as well, if you could, in your final answer to me.
Absolutely. So what SADAG is also doing is looking after our own volunteers and really just commemorating all the other NPOs around the country who are doing amazing work and highlighting them. We're also just really urging the community, people, connect with your NPOs and your community organizations. Let them know that there's help. So if you do one thing for World NGO Day, share the number with them. It's a toll-free helpline, 0800 515 515, and let them get support.
Cassey, I'm going to just repeat that number back to you. If I get it wrong, just shout at me. 0800 515 515. Did I get that right? There we go. My parents are wrong.
That was perfect. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. My parents are wrong. I do listen. I really do listen. My parents were wrong about me. Cassey Chambers, thank you very much indeed on World NGO Day. Speaking us from SADAG, if you're looking for the acronym of that, South African Depression and Anxiety Group. They're doing